So how do you even get into paparazzi? Like how does that even come about? Like, do you just come up with like the idea one day? Because what I've noticed is your style is a little bit different. It's not just like a photo that you're taking of someone and like where they were or like
real
what they're
content.
doing. It's like, you know, you're interviewing. It's like an interview of. It's somewhat like.
It's really impressive because like you're saying about quality control, the quality lies the camera shots, but that's kind of easy. You can learn that, but it's the way you like interact and ask questions. It's inviting. You get
I try to, and I always try to keep a good like a rapport. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but just like a good, you know what I'm saying, relationship with people that I shoot. Like I get bombarded with probably hundreds of negative questions a day of ask them this or, you know, expose them. And there's other, you know, channels and stuff that do that on YouTube. But to me, it's like, it's different when you're just kind of like, when you make that stuff using their pictures off of Instagram and just kind of like say negative stuff about people. But when you're talking to people in person, it's like people don't really want you know what I'm saying? I try to keep good positive questions and good happy content. But that's what one of the things I try to focus on. But I forgot, what was the question again?
It was like, how'd you get into it?
Oh, how I got into it was well, I used to do music production, and that's what I was used to do a long time ago. But when in my time off, I would just be here or there, and I'd casually run into people. And that one of the first things that I think that I would see was like Carucci used to live down the street from me, and I would see Chris Brown at Carucci's house all the time. And so one day I just like pulled out my phone and just took a couple pictures of it, like Chris Brown over at her house. And then I sold them to TMZ, and I was like, okay, wow. So then I, you know, just started doing it more and more and more, and then it turned into more of a profession instead of just a side job. Not like a hobby. I wouldn't say like a hobby. And then it just grew from there. And then I started, you know, doing my YouTube channel, and like at first, you know, my older videos were like really bad, and I'd be like stumbling around and not really sure what to do. You know what I'm saying? But over time, you know, I grew and I learned. And you also too, you really have to study what's going on with people. You know, who they're dating, what they're working on, their drama, their.
So you're consuming their content.
Yeah, and you have to actually pay attention to it and really study what's going on, you know, other than just knowing who they are.
Do you know when a personality is going to be like a hit, like if it's like a celebrity, right? Do you know when like that's going to perform super well, like on like your channels, like a video with them?
Yeah, or if I get something that's really good, because like sometimes I can see somebody and it's just like it's cool that I saw them, but nothing like monumental happened. But then sometimes like something crazy will happen, and I'll be like, wow, I was not expecting that. You know, like one of the instances was, I say like, you know, I've seen Jake Paul like 100 million times, but when he was with FaZe Banks in Beverly Hills, and then they did like a fight, but then started doing rock, paper, scissors, that like kind of took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting that, and they were always each other's kind of like arch nemesis. So when that happened, it was unusual seeing them together. So I knew that was good.
You know that's gonna pop off.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's going trending.
Yeah, or you know, like when Amber Rose was like bawling, crying because like I think Wiz called her a hoe or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like
classic Wiz.
Classic. Yeah. I was like, okay, this is something decent. Or you know, like when you get like Tekashi 6ix9ine, stuff like that, you know, when it's kind of, you're like, okay, this is good. But then some stuff, just people running to the door and slamming the door, you're like, this is just some bullshit. I don't know.
Do people like, do you notice, like, I guess we haven't talked to enough celebrities like on this show yet to where we like know like if people are like complete duds or not, but like but like does that happen like where you're like filming and like they're interested in like what you have to say, but like they just aren't good at it?
The answers are flat. There's no new info.
Well, like what do you mean?
Like so for instance, so say, I mean, just like a random person, not random.
Well, we've had interviews like that where it's hard to continue the conversation in a really like, you know, that it's very interesting.
They're just boring.
They're boring.
Yeah.
They're
Oh, yeah. And sometimes people are just actually boring, and then sometimes they just don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
So it can be, you know, either way it can go either way. But sometimes a lot of people have good stuff going on. They just don't want to tell you, or they can't tell you for whatever reason. But I mean, people have good days and bad days. So even if they are kind of boring or something doesn't work out, you know, maybe try again. And you know, the next time you see them, and you might get something better out of them. You never know, because we all have like good days and bad days. You know.
Yeah.